pollution is used so commonly that you cannot think of a necessary definition, but the issue is more complicated than it first appears. Ask most people to determine air pollution, and their first response is to describe smoke, smelly items that turn brown or grey in the air and sweep away. City centers like Los Angeles, Mexico City, and Beijing. Some sources define smoke as the presence of unusual levels of ground level ozone, while other sources say things like fog mixed with smoke. A more modern and accurate definition is photochemical haze caused by the action of the sun's ultraviolet radiation on an atmosphere. Pollution with hydrocarbons and nitrogen oxides, primarily from car exhaust. Formally, air pollution can be defined as the presence of harmful substances in the air, whether particulate or microscopic molecules that pose a health hazard to living organisms such as humans, animals, or plants. Air pollution comes in many forms and may include a number of different pollution and toxin in various combination. Air pollution is far more than a nuisance or inconvenience, according to a World Health Organization report. Air pollution in 2014 caused the deaths of about 7 million people worldwide.
Hello everyone, my name is Shahriza Bega binti Rahman Shah, and I'm going to share about factors and effect of air pollution. Basically, air pollution is a mixture of solid particles and gases in the air. Car emissions, chemicals from the factories, dust, pollen, and mold spores may be suspended as particles. Ozone, a gas, which is a very major part of air pollution in the cities. When ozone forms air pollution, it also called as smoke, and sometimes it can also be very poisonous. In many countries, heart disease is a leading cause of death, and even a small contribution from air pollution could mean a significant and important effect on public health. On an individual risk to health from air pollution is a very much smaller than the posed by active cigarette smoking and also accidents. There are 5 major factors and effects of air pollution. The first one is a vehicle exhaust fumes. Vehicle exhaust fumes can irritate the eyes and respiratory tract and are also risk to health by breathing in. Carbon fuel engine fumes contain carbon monoxide and poisonous gas. Prolonged exposure to diesel fumes, especially the blue or black smoke, may lead to a lot of disease. Next is burning fossil fuel. When fossil fuel are burned, they release a large amount of carbon dioxide, a greenhouse gas, into the air. Greenhouse gas trap heat out in our atmosphere, causing global warming. Already the average global warming has increased. And next will be Motor vehicle emission. It has been recognized as one of the major sources of air pollution, particularly in highly urbanized areas. Vehicular pollution results in the emission of greenhouse gases into the atmosphere, which result in the depletion of the ozone layer and an increase in atmospheric temperature. Next will be open burning. Open burning of a waste releases a variety of toxic pollutions in the air and also can exacerbate soil pollution, water pollution and food contamination, and also can be open burning of waste is especially associated with the emission of persistent organic pollutions. One of the last major pollution is a natural pollution. Natural pollution may muddy landscapes, poison soils and waterways, or kill plants and animals. Humans are also regularly harmed by pollution. Long-term exposure to air pollution, for example, can lead to chronic respiratory disease, lung cancer, and also other diseases. That's all from me. Thank you.
The first way is minimize air pollution from cars. Oxides of nitrogen are closely monitored air pollutants with an adverse effect on the healthy lung development and the overall lifetime expectancy. The problem of harmful emissions from cars can be felt especially in cities with heavy traffic. Personal diesel cars and smaller vans top the list of the dirtiest polluters in such instances. As a driver, you can help reduce the pollution from your car by sticking to a few of simple rules. Remember this step. First, when you are out for a drive, do not idle your vehicle. Second, drive less by combining trips, telecommuting, carpooling, or car sharing. A great idea is to bring your lunch to work so you do not have to drive out during the lunch break, or agree with your co-workers on going to lunch together. Third, do not speed up or drive aggressively because that only produces more emissions. Next, if possible, avoid driving out during rush hours. After that, when you are in the market to buy a new vehicle, consider buying a car that has done well on emission tests. In general, newer models have better fuel economy than older models because they are developed with the latest technologies. And then go away from diesel cars. Diesel cars emit more nitrogen oxides than petrol cars. That's why some of the largest European cities have been banned or are preparing to ban older diesel cars. Furthermore, if you want to choose the cleanest option, look into hybrid or all-electric cars. These cars should have a smaller ecological footprint than conventional cars do, although it is important to realize that there are still some emissions involved. These are emissions from power plants that supply the electricity to power your e-drive. Besides, be sure to keep your car tuned and regularly replace air filters at recommended intervals. Last but not least, even something so easily overlooked as keeping your tires properly inflated plays a role in the amount of gases your car will emit. When the tires are not properly inflated, your car needs to burn more fuel and therefore pollutes the environment on a larger scale. By following this advice, you will definitely help reduce air pollution caused by cars, but you should still be aware that any car with an exhaust pipe will emit some amounts of nitrogen oxides, particulate matter, carbon monoxide, and carbon dioxide in the air. Therefore, the most effective strategy to keep the air clean to avoid driving your car when possible. The second way is walk, bike, or using public transportation to reduce air pollution. When you have the option, take public transportation to get to work. Many cities have already invested in a good public transportation network, and by choosing public transportation, even just 1 or 2 days a week, you are helping to reduce the number of cars on the road. Many municipalities also offer a great benefits to encourage people to use their public transportation. Some commonly applied advantages are cheap long-term fares, shorter times to reach your destination, short waiting times, punctuality, and fares for free at certain hours, weekend, or for seniors and students. Walking or riding a bike to get to work comes with numerous benefits for your well-being. You can take less frequent routes and back streets to arrive to work sooner and less stressed than you would be stuck in traffic. Both of these activities also contribute to maintaining active lifestyle and improving your self-confidence and health. However, when biking or walking, you should take into consideration the level of already existing air pollution along your route. If you cannot avoid too busy roads, it's better to stick with public transportation because on bike you would directly breathe all the emissions produced by the heavy traffic. The third way is to save energy and make sure you use energy efficiently. When you save energy, whether it is at home, at work, or while you are traveling, you are reducing a production of many pollutant substances as well as carbon emissions that make the air dirty and cause global warming. Some effective strategies to lower your energy consumption to set you on the right track are minimize the use of air conditioners. Use air conditioners in the summer only when absolutely necessary. Air conditioners need much more power than fans do. Give a try to strategically place fans and open window at night to cool down your room. Moreover, use appliances smartly. When your dishwasher and washing machine only when full, and if possible at night. Running these appliances outside the peak hours, it is more likely that the biggest power plants won't work because the demand of power is lower and can be covered from smaller power plants that often use newer technologies. Additionally, switch to renewable energy. Renewables are much cleaner version of power generation. Technology has made such a great progress that there are many affordable options and programs available for the residential use of renewable energy nowadays. For example, photovoltaic solar panels produce energy without emitting gases. So, if you switch to solar energy, you would lower your personal amount of emissions significantly. The exact number depends on how much of your total energy demand would be covered entirely from solar power.
In the conclusion, air pollution is caused by a mixture of gas that can harm ecosystem and population, as well as being constantly capable of harming the environment and causing big disaster. Humans are only aware of the pleasure of life, but we have a responsibility to protect the environment so that natural resources can be passed down to future generations. Finally, we should value the environment that supplies us with resources rather than destroy